Today I'm sharing 3 easy and budget-friendly Halloween DIYs using thrifted items, wood blocks, and vintage book pages. Today's crafts are perfect for rustic, vintage, and primitive home decor. Welcome to the Chic Show. Today's playlist is hosted by Annie Jones, and the playlist and her channel are listed in the description box below. This is a super simple and fun craft, perfect for spooky season. I'll be using one of these scatter pins. This is a wooden scatter pin game from Five Below, and I'm only using one for this project. I started by trying to sand off the number. There was one that didn't have a number on it, but of course I chose to use the one that did, and that number did not want to budge. So I'm just going to paint over it. Using a brush and white chalk paint, I applied 1 to 2 coats for full coverage, letting it dry between coats. Once the paint is completely dry, use a fine-tip Sharpie to draw 2 oval or circle eyes near the top of the pen and a small oval or stitched-looking mouth below them. Keep it simple and a little quirky. Primitive style embraces imperfection. Lightly sand around the edges of the pen using a fine to medium grit sandpaper. Focus on the corners and raised areas to give it that time-worn, aged look. Once the ink is dry, you can also lightly rub over the face to gently fade the features if you want it to have even more of a rustic vibe. And of course, if you want to protect your design, lightly spray or brush on a clear matte sealer. These Halloween decor blocks are spooky, rustic, and full of charm. First, I'm going to lay down 3 tumbling tower blocks side by side with the long edges touching. I'm using wood glue to attach them together, and then I'm going to set them aside to dry completely. I'm going to do the same thing with the 2 smaller tumbling tower blocks that you see here, and then the other block is just a block that I thrifted. I brushed an even coat of Mod Podge across the front of the glued together blocks and let them dry completely. I used this page torn from a book that is of vintage newspapers, and I'm going to cut this to fit on the top of each block. Now I'm going to use my mini press to slowly heat the surface of the newspaper, and it will reactivate that Mod Podge underneath and fuse the paper down. To me, this method works the best to prevent any bubbles. Once the surface was cool and dry, I used my finger sander to sand away the excess paper. Now I want to go ahead and paint the rest of these blocks. So I'm using Waverly chalk paint and ink to paint the sides and the back of each block. And I am bringing that paint around to the front just a little bit, as you see here. This will add some depth and contrast to the newspaper print. This is a stamp that I found, I think, at Tuesday morning when it was open. So I'm just going to randomly stamp the swirl stamp across the front of each of the blocks using a black ink pad. Think background texture, not bold pattern. I'm using IOD's Apothecary and Insignia stamps to stamp the phrase trick or treat across each of the blocks. The insignia stamps are a little bit larger, so I'm using those for the beginning letter in trick and treat. I used a Sharpie to fill in the T on trick and treat. And once again, once the ink is dry, I brushed a thin coat of Mod Podge over the entire piece to seal it. To add a little bit of age, I used a brown ink pad and just kind of brushed it on along any textured parts and the edges. And then these little trick or treat blocks are ready for display. This is a beautifully spooky and artistic Halloween craft, perfect for Gothic farmhouse decor. I chose a book page with a vintage look, and I taped it securely, the edges only, onto a piece of regular printer paper and printed out a skull to the center of the book page. Once it was printed, I placed the backing from the frame I wanted to use over the skeleton print and traced around it. For this part, you can use any rib-on transfers that you have. I chose these small floral pieces from Dollar Tree, and I rubbed those over the eyes. Continued to add little pieces until I got this creepy, whimsical, haunted beauty feel. Below the skeleton, near the bottom of the page, I used IOD's Apothecary and Insignia stamps once again to stamp on the word wicked. Again, I used that insignia stamp for the W because it's a little bit bigger. And then I just cut this to fit into the frame, and we have this lovely little addition to our Halloween decor. And there you have it, 3 little spooky DIYs with a whole lot of vintage charm. Whether it's the primitive ghost pin, the stamped trick-or-treat block, or that hauntingly beautiful skeleton print, I hope these ideas inspired you to get creative this Halloween season. If you love these projects, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more thrifty DIYs, and let me know in the comments which one you're making first. Until next time, stay crafty and a little bit creepy. Thanks again to Annie from Indiana Jones for hosting today's playlist. Here's another video I think you might like right here. I would also love for you to check out my website, lachicshop.com, and my Facebook page. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to share the chic. Bye now.